Hello and welcome to another jet vlog. It's been a few days since I've done one. I've been kind of busy this week, but today's Friday and my weekend is almost here. On Fridays I actually go to my private tutor for an hour and a half, and I usually have a test of some kind. Tonight I have a small kanji test, so my weekend doesn't really start until after my lesson finishes at what time does my lesson finish? 8:30. And then I usually go out and eat, make that one of my restaurant nights where I don't cook my own food, and maybe go to the video store or something else. Anyway, it's rainy season. It's so humid today. Oh my God. But luckily they turned on the air conditioning in the staff room for about an hour toward the end of the day. So I didn't completely melt, but it was pretty gross. Okay, but that's veering way off topic. The thing we're here to talk about today is traveling outside of Japan. So, of course, you could come to Japan and stay for a year, 2 years, maybe 3 years, and have plenty to see just in Japan. But it would be foolish of you to come and live in Japan for, a decent amount of time and not take that opportunity to visit other places in Asia that you'll probably never live as close to as when you live here in Japan. South Korea, China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, the Philippines, and of course, another popular destination for non-American jets is Hawaii, because it's fairly close. And a lot of jets that aren't from Australia or New Zealand take the opportunity to go there because it's only about 11 or 12 hours, I think, on the plane. So many choices, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. I've known jets that go to Thailand, India. Unfortunately, when that big tsunami hit back in 2004, we had jets that were there that took their, because remember it happened like on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, and we had jets from Shimane that had gone there for their winter holiday. And I'm going to talk about that again briefly in a little bit. Okay, so the first thing you need to know is, this is my passport. You'll need to get something called a re-entry permit, and it looks like this. But you'll notice that one says used because it's good for 3 years. So that was my first one. And this is my second one, extension permit, and then my actual new re-entry permit is this one. And so this new one is good from 2007 to 2010. And most likely when you first get to your prefecture, you'll have some kind of prefectural orientation. In Shimane, we have it in late August. So we let everybody come and kind of hang out in Shimane during summer vacation when they don't have classes and get used to living here for 2 or 3 weeks. And then we gather all the new jets together and have a 2-day kind of seminar thing where we talk about living in Japan and teaching. During that time, we take all the jets who are new over to the building that's kind of, across the street from where we have the seminar, and we let them all apply for their re-entry permit if they want to at that time. I highly recommend you do it in a group like this if you're offered the opportunity. It can be a little tricky. There's forms to fill out and they're all going to be mostly in Japanese. But even here in rural Shimane, I found that the people that work in the office are used to dealing with gaikokujin, with foreigners, whether they be Brazilians or Chinese or Westerners. And so you probably could go do it by yourself. You'll be offered 2 choices. One is a single entry permit, which is 3,000 yen, about $30. The other is a multiple re-entry permit, which is 6,000 yen, or about $60. I can't even imagine why you would pay the $30 and get the one permit. Even if you know you're only going to stay for a year, something could happen. Maybe you need to fly home suddenly or something. And if you don't have this permit, it can really mess you around if you need to leave the country and come back in. So just pay the extra money right at the top. It's good for 3 years, and get the multiple re-entry permit. This will allow you to leave and come back as many times as you want. I also recommend, if you're going to travel overseas, obviously, hopefully you'll meet a jet friend, somebody else on the program that lives near you, etc., that you can travel with. Of course, you can travel by yourself if you want to. But, you know, traveling in pairs is good. One thing I recommend that was recommended to me is I took a copy of my kind of passport page with all the pertinent information, and then like this was my last itinerary when I went home. And take this and just, with a magnet, put it on your fridge, you know, put it on your refrigerator. If something happens to you, if you lose your passport in China or Malaysia or something, you know, it's good to have a copy of it. And if you put it somewhere easily accessible, pin it up on the wall or put it on your fridge, your supervisor is going to have a key to your apartment. You could call them and say, look, I lost my passport or something. Go to my apartment, there's a copy of it, fax it to, you know, the embassy here in Jakarta or Hong Kong or something. Also, the itinerary, if something, you know, happened, you lost your plane ticket or something, maybe again they could help you. And again, when we had this problem, well, not a problem, but we were very concerned about these jets who went on vacation in Thailand that year. So let people know if you're going to leave the country for, you know, a bunch of days. Give the information to your supervisor, a teacher, a friend, because you never know. You know, there was these earthquakes in China recently. All kinds of things could happen while you're traveling, and we would want to be able to find you if you were in our prefecture. The other thing I recommend if you go abroad is use a travel agent. They're pretty good here. I found a really nice lady who speaks pretty good English, and she works out of Osaka. And I do everything with her online, and she finds me good plane ticket deals. Sometimes they can find you good package deals, like to go to Korea is really cheap often on a package deal. So I never really used them back home because, you know, if I was flying to Vegas or to San Francisco or somewhere in America, I would just go online in Southwest or do my own ticket. But here it helps sometimes to use a travel agent. They don't charge an exorbitant fee or anything. The only weird thing about it is, I will say, is that they're not really into taking a credit card payment for a ticket, even though it's like $1,000, say, to fly back to America, for instance. It actually costs me more if I want to charge my ticket to a credit card than if I just send them what's called a furikomi, which is a bank transfer. And you'll find out about that, and I'll do a whole vlog about banking soon. So that's weird. But, you know, I recommend travel agent. So get your reentry permit and, you know, travel. See some of the world while you're here. You're going to get some good time off. Take advantage of it and, you know, see some other places. And we'll talk about some of the things you need to bring back, like omiyage, but you don't have to, etc. in another travel one. But if you have more questions about leaving the country, traveling abroad, etc., feel free, of course, as always, to leave me a comment. Thank you so much for watching. I should hopefully have some time this weekend to catch up with all the comments and questions in email. I'm a bit behind, but I really appreciate all the support, etc. And I'll hopefully get to you all this weekend. Okay? Talk to you soon. Another jet vlog on the way. Thanks. Bye.